What's up, everyone? It's your boy GameWorks here, bringing you another video. You know the vibes. Alright, guys. So today's video is going to be an in-depth guide to ALC, Advanced Look Controls, as they're better known. I'm gonna be going over what I use. I know I made a video on that, but I'm also gonna show you how each individual setting changes the ALC and how ALC reacts to it, as well as going over per optic and why I don't use it. Alright, so basically, my ALC settings are for the amount of clicks that you go from each one. A dead zone is -2. This is set all the way down on the outer threshold, is all the way down. Response curve is +5 from the default. Yaw speed is 2 less than the maximum. Pitch speed is +16. The amount of clicks, +16 clicks from the default. The turning extra yaw is +2 from the default. The turning extra pitch is 1 less than maximum. Ramp times are both all the way down. I can't use ramp times. That basically is how long it takes to get to full speed from when you start your movement. My ADS yaw speed is +17 from the default. My ADS pitch speed is +16. My turning and extra yaw, my extra turning and yaw are both +11. My ramp times are again all the way down. My target comp is on, which is basically aim assist, and my melee target comp, which is when I'm done with gun out, when I'm just meleeing, that's all the way on too. My per optics are off, and I'll show you why in a minute. So basically, this is how fast my look is. This is how fast it is, back and forth, and this is my ADS. And I will show you what the default in here is. It should be the same as 3.3 on a regular one. This is what default looks like. Just got some of the settings on that I don't use. Look, this is a move my stick the same way. Same way. That's basically 3.3. And I'll show you how each setting changes it. First we'll start with dead zone. This is the amount of time it takes your stick to receive the input. So like there's a dead zone in the very center of your stick. And if this is down, you'll receive the input much quicker. So if you have stick drift and you're drifting with the dead zone right here, turn it back up to default. That's a fix for it. But you can change this dead zone down, and the input's much more responsive as far as how quickly it'll take the input and put it into the game. Outer threshold, it's basically how far your stick is received. So like dead zone's the center, like where it starts. The outer threshold is the edge, how far the edge is, that ring around your stick, how closed in that is for the input. Response curve, that would be the same thing as in here. The classic right above where my cursor is, that right here, that's the response curve, and this manually allows you to change where it's at. So it changes what kind of response curve you have, how responsive it is, and how it responds. The higher up you go, the twitchier it'll get. The lower it is, the less responsive it'll get. Mine's personally higher, and you can see on the right hand side of the screen how this affects the response curve right here too. So like all the way up, well, let me turn my sense up a little bit so you can actually see what's happening. So you can see this is how it responds, going up and down, left and right, and in a circle. Turn response curve all the way down, left and right, up and down, in a circle. Just our defaults real quick. Pitch speed. This is how far it turns left or right. See, left and right's really fast, up and down's really slow. Yaw speed is literally just the left and right on each axis. Pitch speed is up and down. So pitch speed up and down, fast, and then pitch speed, up and down slow. Now this will not, any of those settings that we just changed don't affect the ADS at all. Those are under their own settings. The extra yaw is how quickly it turns left or right when it's at maximum. I have this up on mine, as well as the pitch. Both of them are for how fast it moves at maximum and how it maintains that. Ramp up time is the amount of time it takes for it to get full strength. So if I turn this all the way up, it takes longer for it to like reach the speed. You see? ADS yaw speed, this is all your ADS settings. Mine are really high because I like flick shotting, I like doing cool things, and I can actually control recoil like minutely on this. So here, let me restore these to default real quick and do just the yaw speed for you. Alright, look, left and right you can flick with that, right? Oh my god, that's so slow. Look, you can flick with that, right? Like it's fast. However, if I turn that down, it doesn't move as fast, see? Same movement with my stick. You can't flick, it's not as fast. Now, the same thing's gonna happen when you do that with the pitch speed. Pitch speed goes up and down. Pitch speed goes down, up and down. It's much slower. Again, that's only the speed that goes up and down, left and right. And this is the same thing. Maximum is how it's when it's at maximum, how much more quickly it turns. And this is how much more quickly it goes up and down. Ramp up time, I don't know why the default on this is so high. It should be lower. It's not. I honestly recommend not having this on at all because it changes how your view looks in your ADS. Like if you ADS and you're trying to control an R99's recoil and this is all the way up, it's going to take more recoil at the beginning than at the end, or more recoil control at the beginning than at the end of when you're fighting. So it's going to, in a snap situation, it's good to have that off because there's no input delay, or at least it feels like input delay. Same thing with this. Target comp is on, melee comp is on. This is aim assist. Yeah, disabling is not recommended on this side just because yeah, we can't do the same things mouse and keyboard players do as far as tracking. So melee or target comp is the way to counteract that if crossplay is ever in here. It is what it is. If you want to turn it off, you can. You can get your aim way better that way. You don't have to keep it on. If you're cracked with it off, you'll be so much better with it on. But alright, then we're gonna go to per optic settings. And the reason I do this, leave this off, is because this will mess with all the ADS settings you have out here. All of them. It'll multiply them, leave them where they're at. Like it totally messes with everything. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to my normal settings and show you what the individual ADS settings do. Alright, I've got my settings back on to where I have mine, and I'll show you what the per optic settings do. You can leave these on or off. I'll leave mine off, but I'll show you what they do when they're on. Iron sights, turn this up as high as you. Alright, well first let me show you what the defaults look like on it. Default is off. So this is what it looks like default. It's the exact same as what's in there, right? Well, if I go in and mess with this, say turn it down. Let's do just above 0.5. It's slower, right? So this is a way to change your per optics. Some players use it. I don't really. It's the same thing as per optics on the normal ones. You can change what sensitive you like on a normal set of settings. Say you play 6 horizontal, 4 vertical. Well, if you change your per optics on the 1x to 5, it'll change how you're looking in that 1x. That's exactly what this does. The thing that they don't tell you about this is if you turn this all the way up, you can look like you're on PC. Look, does that not look like you're on PC? Like just how fast it's going? This is pretty much what it is. Yeah, see, try controlling recoil on that. On this, but That's like the speed with which ASU flicks is that. Like, I'm not good with it. I'm on a stick. I can't do what he does. But pretty much, that's me just tapping my stick to the right. That's all that is right there. And you can do the same thing on any of them. Again, I don't recommend it. It's interesting to say the least. You can do some cool stuff with it. If you're trying to trick shot, turn it on by all means. But I do recommend leaving it off if you're trying to slightly adjust how quickly your ADS sensitivity is. Tap this down 1 and see how that works. Or if you're trying to say how fast it or how slow it is, go up 1 and see how it is. That can help with your recoil control. It's all personal preference. Again, ALC, in my opinion, is the way to go as far as settings because you can customize them so much. Like, you can customize them as much as you want. You can make it fit how you move, how quickly your controller does it. If you have stick drift, you can compensate for that in the ALC in ways that normal settings won't. I had stick drift really bad on my old controller. I just got a new one. I don't have it as bad. I just switched one of my settings. I switched my dead zone and the exact same thing. I hope this has been helpful for everyone. At the end of this video, I am mentioning right now this account that I have on here, the I Don't Phase account, is an account I'm selling for serious buyers only, 2 grand plus, and I will show you why it's worth that. It's worth way more than that. But first off, it's got almost 10k kills. Most of them are on Wraith, about 6k. 2.5 KD almost this season, 1.2 overall. I know it's not good. It is what it is. It was pred in season or ranked series 2. That's not what makes it worth so much. This right here is every single heirloom. Has pretty much every single legendary in the game. And by every single legendary, I mean pretty much every single legendary. 353 legendaries. Pretty much every legendary for him is missing one of them for him. Pretty much all these. I can go through every single character and do this. I've got videos on it. You can DM me. That being said, this account is for sale. I hope you enjoyed these settings and this video on how to use them, how they change each other. If you have any questions, please leave comments down below, as well as like and sub if you're new, please. We love to have you here, GameWorks Nation, you know. GG's well played, guys. Have a good one.